One of the most common ailments is the slice. We all have problems with it. People have grooved a golf game around it to learn to play their slice. And the golf club that affects most people is the driver. It's the one that people can slice the most because it's the most sliceable club. An iron with a bit more loft is less sliceable. But what golfers will notice is that although they feel that they're making a different swing with their iron than their driver, when they do slice, they are making a pretty similar swing, although because their iron is a bit more loft and a little bit more forgiving, their iron doesn't slice as much, it more produces a fade, and it certainly goes up a bit higher and a bit shorter, so they lose distance. So there are problems with the irons as well that complement the major problem with the driver. So I'm going to give you today 3 factors that you can focus on, 3 keys to never slice again. Now, I must give credit where credit's due. My colleague and golf instructor in the United States, Brian Manzella, has produced an award-winning DVD called Never Slice Again, NSA, and it really is the best system I've ever seen. When I mean I've ever seen it, I worked with Brian at his golf academy in the United States for several years now, and we've really had a lot of success in our schools with this program. So presenting it to you today in a simplified version with 3 keys to never slice again. Let's firstly understand what produces the slice. The slice is produced by an open club face, so that would be determined as open. That would be square, and of course that would be closed. Now we're certainly trying to close it in some way during the swing. We don't want it to be open. So I'm going to demonstrate this with our iron first. What we see a lot of golfers do is when they make their backswing, they produce a lifting motion and a cupping motion in their left wrist for a right-handed golfer. So what we can see is this bent left wrist has a direct effect on the club face, and it produces an open club face. So there's a term that Brian Manzella has patented to help open the club face, to actually close it and square it up, and it's called twist away. So the opposite of a bent left wrist is what we refer to as an arched left wrist. And I would suggest that the #1 problem with golf right now for golfers is this open club face, and there's almost a perception that having a shut club face is terrible. Well, I tell you what, any day of the week I'd rather have a shut club face versus an open club face. So let's get this left wrist arched. So this term is called twist away. So what we need to do as we swing back is actually get a feeling to twist the golf club away and actually arch our left wrist, which will bend our right wrist and produce quite a different club face condition than that of that open left wrist cupped with an open club face. Okay, once we've produced our twist away movement, so actually twisting the club away at the top, this is quite exaggerated for you at home, so just understand that. It might feel this extreme, but it's probably neutral. On the way down, what we need to understand is that a lot of you have developed this over the top movement, and that's a movement that is designed to correct the slice. Well, now you've got this square club face, you don't need to make this over the top movement to actually play your slice. You can actually now be confident enough you can drop your right shoulder down, let your left hip slide a bit forward, and get yourself into a spot behind the ball to approach the inside quarter of the golf ball to actually be able to swing more into out, which is what we all want. But doing that, of course, with an open club face is an exercise in futility, because if you swing into out with an open club face, you're going to slice it even more. So swing into out doesn't fix the slice. It only fixes it if you have this square club face at the top, or this arched, somewhat arched feeling left wrist with this twist away movement. Okay, so once we've done that, what we now need to do is understand that we're going to hit the inside, approach the inside of the ball, and we're now going to produce this swivel. Now, a lot of people have produced this chicken wing open club face movement. We're actually going to let the club face close back to the plane here and produce this swivel with almost a feeling of even further arched left wrist. Now, Brian's patently use this term to coin this as putting the whole left arm and club face on a movie screen or on a wall here. So we're going to actually put it on the movie screen here, okay, and that will give us this swivel, and that will certainly ensure that the left wrist is flat and the left forearm is actually in line, and also this club face is now, if anything, closed. Now if you can slice it from there, I'll give it away, because it's certainly no way from that spot with this club face swivel that you should be able to slice the ball. Now, more dramatic for a driver, we obviously want to get this to occur even sooner. We're coming down, approaching the inside of the ball with this arched left wrist. We want this swivel to occur even sooner as we come in, producing that arched left wrist finish. You'll see that there, putting it on a wall or a movie screen, and truly understanding that this open club face condition is the key to understanding why you slice, and fixing this arched left, fixing this via an arched left wrist and allowing the club face to close to the plane is the way to fix it. Fix the club face and fix your slice.